Okay, we need to get to this breaking news. House Speaker Mike Johnson expected to hold a press conference along with several other Republican colleagues from the steps of Columbia University's library at any moment. You can see everyone set up there right now. The members of Congress met with Jewish students on campus in the last few minutes about the anti-Semitic and anti-Israel protests in recent days at Columbia and, of course, other major institutions across the nation. Charlie Gasparino has been talking to some of Wall Street's top managers and headhunters about their hiring processes, specifically if the Ivy League should even be hiring these students. What are you hearing?
Whether they should be hiring from the Ivy League. I will tell you this. This is the worst sort of advertisement for Ivy League job applicants you can have. And it's now starting to seep into the recruiting process. I have spent the last couple days speaking with Wall Street executives, Dan Loeb at Third Point, the hedge funds, Gary Goldstein, who's a major recruiter of Wall Street firms for banks. And they're saying they're looking for other places to recruit from aside from these hotbeds of protests. Now, the problem is not that they're just protesting. What is worrying about the recruiters and the big firms is that if they inculcate kids with this type of study, you are doing that and neglecting other things. The core curriculum is heavily skewed to political stuff. A lot of these schools are getting funding from the Middle East, so they have core curriculum that involves Middle Eastern studies, less about classics, less about math, less about the stuff that can get you a job.
Math, that's important in investing.
Right, so all this stuff is coalescing at once, and people are saying, you know, what type of student do we really get out of Harvard, out of Columbia, out of Yale? Because these schools have become, in their curriculum, so politicized and de-emphasizing sort of, intellectual pursuit of knowledge for this sort of stuff. So this is having an impact. Now, are they going to stop recruiting from these places? Of course not. You know, a lot of the alumni on Wall Street and big corporations come from these places. But there's no doubt that they're looking elsewhere. Where are they looking? Well, I know there was a protest at the University of Texas, Austin, but that is one place to look. If you notice, the ones at the University of Texas, Austin is pretty lame compared to this. I mean, there's the cops are there, school is going on, they haven't canceled classes.
Right.
They're looking at schools that are less politicized. Dan Loeb tells me he's looking for Yeshiva University.
Oh, okay.
For obvious reasons.
Right,
and other places that are going to get looked at is Emory, Duke, where you don't see this type of politicization. The thing is this, and this is where it gets kind of interesting from a standpoint of recruiting. What people are worried about is when you see stuff like this on the campus, say, of Columbia, Yale, there's something in the classroom that's provoking this, that that the schools itself, its core curriculum, sort of encourages this sort of behavior. And that is diminishing, from what people are saying now, they're taking it another step, diminishing the quality of the candidate. Again, University of Michigan kids come out of there, and they come out less politicized. They want to work. And corporations right now are not dealing with politicization. Listen, after George, I'm writing a whole book about this, Go Woke, Go Broke, about the politicization of corporate America. There is a beginning of a backlash.
Sure.
And here's how you see it. 2020, critical race theory was taught in sensitivity training at major companies. Now, if you are at Google and you protest, do a sit-in, which in 2020 would have been,
we saw that.
Would have been applauded, you're going to get fired.
Now.
So remember, there is a change going on here. And I'll tell you, the worst thing that Columbia, Yale, Harvard, Penn, MIT, I can go down the list, could do, is allow this sort of stuff to sort of besmirch the educational experience and lead recruiters to think you're getting some leftist, brainwashed student who doesn't want to work and wants to protest while at work. Another school I keep hearing is the University of Florida, by the way, run by Ben Sasse, the former Republican congressman, senator, I think from Nebraska. I could be wrong about that, but he's starting to de-wokeify the curriculum there too. So and that's a school I keep hearing recruiters talk about because they get good quality education. Kids come out of there and want to work hard.
It's interesting though because I'm curious what this is going to do, if there's going to be an impact with the curriculum. Because full disclosure, I went to Harvard. One of the reasons I went to Harvard was because I wanted to get one of these prestigious jobs. I do worry that this kind of punishes some of these students who worked hard to get in that maybe don't have that perspective. But do you think you're going to see see an impact in the curriculum from this?
I don't know. I just know that there is a thing that people from Harvard are going to get twice looked at, and be questioned more than the person that comes with straight A's out of the University of Michigan. Full disclosure, I went to University of Missouri. I'm kind of happy about this sort of stuff. Journalism school. My brother went to Columbia, got his PhD in biochemistry. So we split the baby here.
All right. Well, Charlie, so good to chat with you. So interesting.
I won't hold it against you that you went to Harvard.
Well, you know, undergrad MBA. Hey, but we ended up at the same place, right?
I know.
We're doing good stuff.
We went backwards.
Never. Fox family is amazing.
Charlie,
good to see you.
Здесь скользя между тенями. Здесь каждый день это битва за место под солнцем, за славу, за благо. Но я не боюсь, я готов сражаться, ведь я знаю, что моя жизнь это не игра. Мой город, он такой разный, красивый, грязный, опасный, но я